New video games are coming to PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass subscriptions for the month of March. We'll talk about all the titles announced so far.
And we've got some new info on what's inside the rumored PS5 Pro. We're going to talk about all this stuff and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. Check us out on Fruit Lab, YouTube, and podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red, joined by this gentleman right here. Full clip. What is going on?
Yo, not a whole lot. Just surviving. I feel a little lazy because I haven't played many games this past week. I really wanted to get back into that service IT game I talked about last episode, but just didn't find the time for it. And not a lot of other games are really catching my interest right now, except for one that's in our new releases, so I'll save it for then.
Ooh, a little teaser.
I bet you know what it is, too.
Yeah, I have thoughts. Yeah, and you're not lazy, dude. You're too busy. That's the problem. You're a busy man.
I guess that's true.
You got to stop doing everything else just so you can focus on what matters, and that's playing video games. I have been playing a lot. I'll make up for where you're lacking. Well, I'm playing a lot of the same stuff. Still a ton of Balatro. Couple new things though this week. I got a game. It's a couple years old. It's called Dorf Romantic. Have you ever heard of this game?
I don't think so.
It is, it's like just like a chill, like relaxing game where you get these tiles, and it's like each side of this hexagon tile is a different type of, it's either like trees or plains or village, and you just have to match them up and create like a landscape with them. And it's just real chill, and they're scoring based on how well you match them up and stuff like that. It's a perfect chill out game. If you just want to like be lazy at the end of the day, you don't want to worry about nothing, because it does, like, you get scores, so there is like there's an incentive to do well, but at the same time, you could just have a sweet looking little town. It's real nice.
So it's not like a dating sim. Where's the romance come in there?
Yeah, I don't know what the name means or why it's called that, but no, the only romance is between me and this sweet little village I make. And then in addition to that, I've been playing. Well, I haven't been playing. I did it for a few hours, but I wanted to talk about it. The Dragon's Dogma 2 character creation thing came out ahead of the game. The game comes out on the 22nd, but they're like, listen, this is an intense character creator. We know it's going to take you hours and hours to like create your perfect character. Have it ahead of time. You can make your character and your pawn, and then they'll transfer over to the game when it does come out. So I got in there. And I'm trying, like, first of all, I tried to make one, like, a handsome gentleman, much like myself, for my main character. But it's so, like, it gives you so many options to just make it the craziest, weirdest thing. So then I'm, like, making this giant cat person with, like, these super bright colors and, like, this deformed, like, face. And I'm like, okay, this is better. But, I haven't even really created. I'm so unsure of, like, there's too many choices. When there's too many choices, it makes it hard for me to, like, choose just one. So I've been playing around with it. Like I said, maybe 3 hours in it, just creating things. One playthrough, like I said, was just to make, like, I'm like, let's see how weird I can make this thing.
This is an interesting concept. I saw that it released, but I didn't really know the context behind it. Have you ever seen another game do anything like this? And should this be a trend?
There was one. I don't remember what it was though. Maybe the new Saints Row, when that was coming out. That's the first time I've seen it. If it was that, I'm not certain. But yeah, where it's like you can just download it ahead of time and just have fun with it. But yeah, and I understand why now that after I've done this, and it's great because it's photorealistic. It looks gorgeous. Like, the characters in it are so. That's why I'm like, I really wanted to get it right, man, because it's like, this is You could see the blemishes. You could see like
Yeah.
where it gets weird. So yeah, it's tough. But yeah, I need more time with it before the launch of Dragon's Dogma in just over a week. So it's exciting. It's all finally happening. But all right. One thing I did want to talk about before we get into everything, the Steam sale just kicked off a few days ago as of this recording. Do you have any, was there anything jumping out at you? Anything you're going to pick up during it?
I was mostly surprised by like what kind of quality games you could get for under $10. So I made like a little list of 5 or 6 to go through.
Ooh, yeah, I want to hear them because I am always. That's like my price point. My thing is, I have so many games in my backlog. I don't need to pay more than $5 or $10 for for a game, unless it's like a new experience I want to get into. But yeah, dude, there's so many great games for cheap. What do you got on your list?
All right, so this is bang for your buck, meaning some of these games are going to be a little dated, but it's really good titles where if you haven't gotten around to it or you just haven't bought it on PC yet, I think this is a really good chance to do it. So Halo Master Chief Collection, that is $9.99. Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition, and be careful if you go for Fallout 4. Regular old Fallout 4 is on there for like $7, but you get that Game of the Year Edition with all the DLC, just a couple dollars more, $9.99. Monster Hunter World. I've not played this, but I really wanted to. $9.89, not too bad. Skyrim Special Edition for $9.99. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt $9.99. And personal favorite, Need for Speed Unbound $6.99.
I saw the Unbound on there. I'm like, man, that just came out like, I don't know, it feels like a year ago or whatever. But that's a great price, $6.99 for a pretty recent racer. Yeah, dude, the thing about those games that you listed, it's probably like over 1,000 hours, well over 1,000 hours of gameplay
especially
in
those huge
RPGs
RPGs
right there. Yep, and then like the Halo collections, how many games are in that?
What is it, like 4
games
or 5
in there? 5 games? Yeah, that's dope. Some of the ones that I have picked up too, like. I guess for one of the newer games, I was surprised to see like Hogwarts Legacy's down to $30. Like that's a pretty good game. I mean, it's it's not super new, but still, it's 50% off. Good price for that. But for me, the Batman Arkham collection is $8.99. That's I think 3 games and DLC, and then the Mass Effect collection. Again, another like 3 huge games for $8.99. It's like those right there, like you buy those 2 things and you are set, you're good to go. And then even under $5, well under $5, you could get the orange box. It's 99 cents, I saw. And that comes with Portal, Half-Life 2, Team Fortress 2, a bunch of other stuff. And then you could get Portal 2, 99 cents. And then Portal Revolution, which is it just came out recently, the fan-made, like, basically sequel to it for free. So you get all of those Portal games plus other shit for $2. It's insane. Like there's some great, and for me coming like this is I'm only a year into PC gaming. Like I'm like a kid in a candy store. It's there's a lot of great stuff. This is why my backlog has jumped within a year up to 200 games on my Steam list. So it's insane. I gotta stop. All right, let's move things along. Let's get into our new releases from last week. All right, first up, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection came out on March 14th on pretty much all the consoles. It was everywhere. And what it is, it's like just it's the iconic games, the iconic battles. Just kind of remade with online additions. It's got the bunch of campaigns, like single player campaigns you could do. You could drive like speeder bikes, you could fly X-Wings and that sort of thing. But the thing that everybody was excited for, the reason people were buying it, 64-player online multiplayer. And that is where our story begins. So this game came out and like I said, everybody's excited for the multiplayer, but as soon as it dropped, it was unplayable. I read a rumor that there were three 64 player servers
Yeah.
working for over 9,000 people that were trying to play when it came out. So it was just broken. It was, and on top of that, people that did get in said there was tons of lag, respawn issues, sound issues, like everything was just broken on this game right from the start. Now, since then, Aspire, the developer of it, has said that they're focusing on, fixing the servers. There was a huge error that happened right when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, on top of that, I hear that the file size is just insane. It's something like 60 gigs, but this is not a remaster. Don't get it twisted. They didn't redo the textures in HD or anything. It just like tripled the size of the game for no apparent reason.
Yeah, crazy stuff. But right now it's at I think it's at a 20% on the Steam reviews, which I was surprised because initially I looked at the Metacritic reviews and it's like 83, but those were all prior to it going public. They had a special server set up for the critics or whatever.
Everybody fit within those three servers, so everything was okay.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There was only a handful of reviewers out there, but hopefully they'll get it fixed because this sounds great. You know what? Who wouldn't want this to play these games again and on new systems with updated online? But right now it's a broken mess, so avoid it at all costs. Next up, Outcast, A New Beginning, came out March 15th on PC, PS5, and Xbox S and X. You remember this game, Outcast?
No,
nobody
not the original.
Does. No one has ever heard of Outcast before, but they made a sequel 24 years later to this game. But I guess after I started doing a little research, it was a cult classic. But no, I don't remember it at all. But this one looks really cool. This one, it got me into it. It's a third-person open-world adventure game where you play as this Navy SEAL, ex-Navy SEAL named Cutter Slade, and you're just out there smashing aliens and just, doing your American Navy SEAL thing out there on some alien planet. But the big thing on this one is you have this jetpack that you could upgrade, and it makes traversing this huge open world enjoyable, and you're flying all around and you get these guns and you can modify these guns to build new different things. It sounds really cool as far as double A, single A game. It's not, it's a large open world game, but it's not, it's not The Witcher, it's not Cyberpunk or whatever, but it looks like it has a good quality to it.
Yeah, that's one thing I picked up from the gameplay trailer that I watched, is that these environments feel a little empty. Feels like an older game, maybe like a PlayStation 3 era game with as much stuff as they're able to have on the screen. Other than that, it looks pretty fun, and people are describing it as old school PC fun. That's before I was ever on a PC, so I don't know. I have to take their word for it. What it reminded me of is Halo Infinite, though, where you're going around this open world, find the base, blast everybody there. Maybe there's a cool weapon or upgrade to pick up while you're at it.
Yeah, I was looking at one of the reviews. I think it was IGN, and they compared it to Just Cause in the amount of the way you can kind of traverse the world. Because then there's this giant flying creature that you get later on in the game, and you can fly around on that. So yeah, it's definitely, I put it on my wish list. We'll pick it up somewhere. Maybe the fall Steam sale, there's always something new to buy. All right, and then the one I know you're very excited for, Lightyear Frontier, out March 19th on PC and Xbox S and X. This is just a chill farming game. There's no combat. It's just peaceful. There's no survival things. You don't got to eat. You don't got to worry about the weather, as long as it's not affecting your crops. But it's just a peaceful open world farming game on an alien planet, but you're in a giant mech. So it's a weird juxtaposition that you're just, but you use the mech for all your farming and your tools and stuff like that. It's a cool idea.
It looks like you're upgrading along the way. I definitely so. It's coming to Xbox Game Pass, so I'm gonna re-up for at least a month and try it out.
Yeah, I'm excited to get in there and check this one out too. I like that. They said that there's day and night cycles but there's no pressure to sleep. There's no time-based objectives. It's all just super chill. You just explore the world. You build houses, plant alien crops, and it's just a fun experience. You can play with up to 3 friends at a time, and just go out there and be a farmer, an alien farmer in a giant mech. Which, I mean, who doesn't want that?
Right.
So, this week was light as far as new releases compared to next week. Even like the Lightyear Frontier, normally I would have included that in next week's thing, but next week, dude, everything's coming out. Rise of the Ronin, Dragon's Dogma, I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. Alone in the Dark. Like, so stop back. Be sure to stop back next week. We got to have a lot of chats about a lot of other brand new games. All right. Should we move things along, get into our news?
Let's do it.
News of the week time. All right, first up, we've got more info on the rumored PlayStation 5 Pro. This comes from Insider Gaming. They put out an article talking about they got the specs, which came from Moore's Law is Dead YouTube channel. But Insider Gaming, supposedly, through a source of theirs, has verified the specs for the PS5 Pro. Basically, they're saying it's coming out 2024 holiday release, and here's some of the deets about it. That they're planning on improving it so there's a consistent FPS at 4K resolution, new performance mode for 8K resolution, accelerated ray tracing, and then rendering 45% faster than PS5, 2 to 3 times ray tracing, 33.5 teraflops. It's got PSSR, which is PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution upscaling, support for resolutions up to 8K, and then AI accelerator supporting 300 TOPS of 8-bit computation. I don't know what any of these things mean, but I did read that people were saying that this is like a good gaming computer in comparison as far as the deets.
Oh yeah, I mean anything that can do 8K is a powerful little box. I'd want to see what the price is going to be on this to know whether it's worth it, or maybe it's time just to go for a PC if you need that kind of power.
That's the thing. What's the price? There's no way this is under $700, right?
I wouldn't think so, but I don't know. Things are getting better. Yeah. GPUs are getting faster, taking less energy. It's possible. Not far under there, but maybe right at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Now, the thing that really matters with something like this, are there going to be games that utilize these upgrades? This is one thing we've talked about in the past. Like, I want to see, like, if I want to upgrade to the PS5 Pro, first of all, I'm going to probably need to upgrade my television. Second of all, I want to see games that are going to, show me this performance upgrade. And do they exist? I don't know. So there's going to be a lot more for me to see, but I think what they're trying to do is capitalize on GTA 6 when that comes out. Have this out, maybe make that like a flag pole game for this whole thing. Be like, because that's going to push it, right? Like from what we're hearing, that's what's going to be pushing that 8K. Give me all the teraflops.
Right. Imagine a console bundle with GTA 6 coming out with the PS6 Pro. They would sell like hotcakes.
Ooh, dude, they were. And GTA, I feel like they've had like things with Sony before,
Pretty
right?
Sure, yeah. GTA 5, I believe, came with a lot of consoles.
Yep. So, so I'm sure we'll get more news as it becomes official. Again, this is all rumors, but they seem to take it pretty seriously from this website. But only time will tell. All right, while we're talking about PlayStation, let's talk about the PlayStation Plus catalog was announced for March. We're going to be getting NBA 2K24 Kobe Bryant Edition, Marvel's Midnight Suns, Resident Evil 3, Lego DC Supervillains, Mystic Pillars Remastered, Blood Bowl 3, Super Neptunia RPG, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Jack and Daxter, The Last Frontier. Oh, this is for the premium selection now. So Jack and Daxter, The Lost Frontier, Cool Borders, God's Eater Burst, and let's see, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. Also for the premium package, they're going to be getting My Hero Academia Season 1 will be available to watch if you have the premium package. So overall, a decent month. Some, niche titles for, either sports fans. You got your NBA, Marvel fans. Midnight Suns is a great strategy deck builder type thing. And then horror, you got Resident Evil 3. So some big titles in each one. Nothing that's really gonna, I think, sell subscriptions too much on this month, but quality, all around quality. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I'm noticing a lot of these sports, like the 2K titles especially, are coming out free, or I think like one of the wrestling games was just in the Humble Bundle a couple months ago. And I'm wondering, like, is this because they're having trouble selling them, or is this a strategy to get people over to these subscriptions?
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if it's. I think it's a good question. Probably a little bit of both, and I think maybe part of it is, up in that player base too, so that there's always people online that you can play against too. You put them in these things for free and instant injection of players into your game. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, some decent games. And then over on Xbox, they announced the Game Pass games for March. Out now, Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun, Paw Patrol World, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, Control Ultimate Edition is back on Game Pass, No More Heroes 3, and then, like we said, Lightyear Frontier is a day one game on Game Pass on March 19th, and then also day one MLB The Show comes out March 19th. Day one on Game Pass. So a great month at Game Pass. Leaving March 15th, Hard Space Shipbreaker and Shredders. So get those games completed before that. So yeah, I mean, dude, this month on Xbox, I'm talking Control Ultimate Edition. If you never played that, it's one of my favorite games. Amazing game. I recommend it very highly. And then yeah, you got, again, your sports game. This is a day one sports game coming out, the show. So that's pretty crazy. Baseball. And then Lightyear Frontier for all your cozy farmers out there.
Yeah, I believe I'll just be re-upping just for that. But I mean, then you've got the whole back catalog that you get to try out. So all the games we've been talking about coming in past months, I'll finally get to try them too. So should be a fun time.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. You get to play Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should definitely check out. Bottom? Yeah, you should check out Control if you wanna. It depends on what you're into, but it blew my mind, dude. There were parts of it where I was like, just jaw dropped. I'm like this, playing the game. I 100%ed it. I bought the DLC a while back, and I'm been waiting. I want to replay the whole game with the DLC. It's on my list. All right, next up, as we talked about just a few weeks ago, Sabre Interactive has split from Embracer for $247 million. They're talking about the deal being with the buyer named as Beacon Interactive. And I looked them up because I'm like, that doesn't sound familiar. And it's a brand new company set up just for this purchase. And I guess it's from a bunch of private investors created this, and it only lists Sabre Interactive co-founder Matthew Karch as a responsible person for Beacon. So I thought that was interesting. Just I'm curious. I never got the invite to be part of the investment group of this, but whatevs. I could have thrown in $50 bucks. But yeah, it's a done deal. They've broken away from Embracer, not entirely because a lot of their games that they've been working on well under the Embracer umbrella will, they'll still be, those Embracer still gets a chunk of them, and they'll still be working together on those. But they also came out afterwards that the deal was actually closer to 500 million. This came from Jason Schreier from Bloomberg, because they also included pinball developer Zen Studios and 4A Games, the developer of the Metro series. So I guess they all left and are now under this Beacon Interactive situation. So Beacon Interactive, they now own all Sabre branded studios: Nimble Giant, Digic, Sabre Interactive, Fractured Byte, Sandbox Strategies, Madhead Games, Slickgate, New World Interactive, and 3D Realms, which are, I haven't heard of most of these as far as developers. I've heard of some of the games that they've worked on: Star Trek Infinite.
Yeah, this is such a strange timeline that Embracer goes and buys up everybody into their massive umbrella, and then Embracer decides, well, actually, we probably shouldn't have done that, so we're gonna shut down studios, cancel jobs, everything else. And these companies, at least Sabre and Beacon, are like, I think we're better off without you. Let us buy ourselves out.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like, where just with like these large companies just paying for things with millions of dollars like it's nothing. It just blows my mind that, like, where Embracer's talking about divesting all this stuff, laying off all these people, and then like this group of private investors are like, you know what, let's buy this for $500 million because we're, like, it just seems weird that in this world of, is that a good deal? Because in this world where a video game and tech industry layoffs every day and like all this closures and everything, and they're like, yeah, let's buy Sabre Interactive for this amount of money. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
this is why
I read something interesting about when Microsoft acquired Minecraft and why, and all of Mojang Studios. They said that if you just have money sitting around like Microsoft did, all this profit sitting in a bank, it really doesn't do much for you. How you make money off of that money is by investing, whether or not it's a huge amount of money, whether it's more than it's worth. It's better to have that property than it is to have cash.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's a very good point. So, but yeah, it's if Sabre said that, everything is still that they've been working on is still planning on coming out, like Warhammer, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Those are all in the works and will still be coming out sometime. But again, those will have, Embracer is going to get their little cut out of all of those. But yeah, we'll see. Just real quick, Matthew Karch, quote from him, he said, "This divestment leaves both parties in much better positions to grow our respective businesses. I will continue to remain a large, long-term shareholder of Embracer, and we will remain partners on several ongoing and future projects. This transaction also safeguards the livelihoods of hundreds of professionals, many of whom I have worked with for over 2 decades." So, yeah, man, it's a good thing. All around good thing. People aren't getting laid off. Everybody's happy. So, Gearbox is next, from what I'm hearing. I don't know who's buying them, but we'll be talking about them next week, maybe.
It's gonna be us, G&W. That's our purchase.
Ooh, I like this.
We get to be in the new Borderlands TV show.
Yeah, and it's not too late to put us in the movie. Yeah. I thought you were moving on already. I thought you're like, we're making a TV show. It's gonna be great. But yeah, while we're at it, let's talk about another new studio. This one called Giant Skull. So this one comes from Stig Asmussen. He's the game director of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Star Wars Jedi Survivor, as well as God of War 3. So he left Respawn and EA last year and now is creating a brand new AAA studio. He says, "I can't underscore enough that mystery and intrigue is a huge part of what we're doing. We want our players to have a certain degree of autonomy and ownership in the game and agency as they're playing it. We want to make a game that has a momentum to it, that you want to keep on playing it, and we respect our players. We want to create real, authentic worlds that don't feel random. They feel like there's a rich history and that there's thought behind them." So big plans, dude, for this huge AAA world, and what they have ideas of. He also said they've secured significant funding, and it's sufficient to support their vision, but at the same time, they're exploring partnership opportunities with global publishers when the time comes. So I don't know what this is going to be. He even asked if it was going to be a like an original IP that they're going to be making, because, you know, obviously after coming off Star Wars, you're working with those, probably got a lot of people telling you the direction you need to go. And he also said he left the door open for any possibility going forward about what this is. He says he wouldn't rule anything out. We have a very clear vision on the type of game that we're going to make, and that's playing to the strengths of myself. Single player, focused, third person, action adventure, gameplay driven, that's seamlessly integrated into a compelling narrative. Those are the main pillars of our criteria. If there was an opportunity, we have a lot of experience with licensed games, obviously, but it's very compelling to make an original IP as well. We can flex in either direction. So, cool. They make good games, or he's made good games. We don't know what this studio can do. So
yeah, I really appreciate what Respawn has done. So I kind of wonder, like, when he's talking about making authentic worlds that don't feel random, feel like a rich history, is that a little clue as to why he might have left Respawn or EA, and is a little dig at the games that he's made in the past under, more, a lot more top-down instruction, I would say.
Sure. Yeah, very much possible. Yeah, it definitely. He left for a reason. And to create this studio, and we'll see what that reason is and what they end up making. But I'm excited. Like, I haven't been this excited. We constantly hear about these new studios. We had a studio recently. I wish I remember which one it was, but they just closed. Like a year ago, we talked about this brand new studio opening, and they just closed a week or two ago without ever creating anything. So it's a tough place to be, especially when you go in, these indie studios going in saying they want to create AAA games that's going to compete with, these multi-million dollar games that are being put out, and then, panned when they're not to the liking of fickle fans. So it's a tough place to be, but if anybody's going to do it, this guy's got the credentials to create something cool. All right, the news we've all been waiting for, Multiversus, is finally coming back May 28th, rebuilt from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5. What do you think? You going to jump back in?
I'll check it out, yeah, especially if they have some new characters to play with.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, when Multiversus went away, I had stopped playing it. I was pretty deep into Multiversus for a bit. I had the battle passes and everything. I had my main characters. I was playing it all the time. And then, like, as did, I think, a lot of people, just kind of, they weren't updating it. It just kind of, faded away. And then they stopped having it. And I didn't care. It was fine. I didn't miss it. But now, as I'm reading about it and, like, how they've, like, upgraded it, all around the visuals across the board, revamped netcode, all this stuff just to make it, like, that much better. And I'm getting excited again. I'm ready to get back in there, and see what's new, how it looks, how it plays. But yeah, and also to see what new characters there's going to be. They didn't announce any new characters, but they did say that new stages were teased with concept art depicting arenas based on the Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory. And they're also going to be introducing a new PvE mode. They didn't offer any details on that, but that's going to be something new. And it's going to have additional ways of playing with unique rewards. So we'll see what that is. But yeah, all the fighters have, like, new attacks, and, like, all the mechanics have been polished and upgraded. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, we'll see what new characters they have, which now brings us to our top 5 of the week. Top 5. It's a top 5. Top 5. All right, this week we're talking about the top 5 Warner Brothers owned characters that we want to see in Multiversus. Now that's a long title. I'm gonna have to trim that down a little bit. But dude, Warner Brothers owns so much stuff. Like there is so much out there. It was very hard to narrow down my list of characters that I wanted in this because there's so many and they would all be great. Every single one I put on my list, I'm like, I want to see that now.
I had a hard time not putting like the kid from A Christmas Story in there.
Yeah, I listed Clark Griswold from
nice.
But he didn't make the final cut. So let's talk about the top 5. Number 5 was a tie between Dirty Harry and Beetlejuice, which I'm just thinking of that battle right now, Dirty Harry versus Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited. But I think mechanically those would both be great. Obviously, Dirty Harry's got his big gun, and he's a grizzled old man that just is not having it.
Yeah,
and then Beetlejuice,
sound bites.
Great sound bites for sure. Beetlejuice you could get really crazy with because in those movies he is like an animated thing. So
like he can do transformations, vomit attacks. I like it.
Yep, those big worms could come in. And I do think when Multiversus first came out, he was teased as being a future character. So hopefully, all right, number 4. Ace Ventura, again, you could do a lot of fun stuff with this. He could talk out his butt or something. He could, squeeze his butt cheeks and make powers come out, or he could like come out of a rhino's ass. All the classic Ace Ventura moments. I don't know what other things he would do.
I'm thinking like animal attacks, like he'd ride on an ostrich and bust you over or something.
Yeah, I like that. I liked also that you said bust you over, which I don't know. All right, number 3, Mad Max. This one I'm picturing he granted like he's like a badass dude or whatever, but this one's going to have a car. There's a car that comes in and like hits everybody.
Yeah.
That weird spray paint that they spray in their mouths.
Oh yeah, that's like your power-up move. That'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely. All right, number 2. This one absolutely it has to happen. Neo from the Matrix. How is this not in there already? This is another one where it's like endless. You do the thing where he leans back. You got bullet time.
Yeah. Cool dodging. And he always has the akimbo pistols.
Right. He knows kung fu. And then number 1, Willy Wonka. This one, I don't know which version of Willy Wonka. If you're going Gene Wilder, if you're going Johnny, no, who was it? Johnny Depp.
I would never go Johnny Depp, but can't speak for
Chalamet.
Yeah, can't speak for that one. Haven't seen that one yet, but Gene Wilder would be pretty good. He seems like
be good.
Throw out some exploding candy or
Oompa Loompas.
That stuff that makes the stuff that makes them float in the movie. Like throw that at your opponent, and then they just get a few seconds of being stunned.
Fizzy lifting drink.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everlasting gobstoppers getting thrown around. Oompa Loompas come out and take you away. Like, this has to happen. Multiversus needs to hire us to come up with this shit, because I think we're crushing it. But yeah, some of the ones that didn't make our list. Austin Powers. Gremlins, which the Gremlins are technically in the game. They're that little guy. What is it? Mogwai? He's in it, and there's like a little feature of Gremlins in the game. I don't know who Mob is.
Mob Psycho 100. So that's like from the same creator of One Punch Man. So it's a pretty big anime. Pretty good, but he's got psychic powers. So that would be an excellent choice for this game.
Nice. All right, I'll have to watch that. But yeah, lots of great options out there. But yeah, it got me really fired up. So I'm excited to see what they're going to be doing. Now, even like Harry Potter, was very high on my list. But even then I was like, it's still like, I mean, it's Harry Potter. Of course, he's in games already. And that's got to be coming. Like, how have they not put
he in a
Harry Potter in there?
Because that would, exactly.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that is our top 5 Warner Brothers owned characters that we want in Multiversus. Multiversus comes out May 28th. So not too far off. We'll be back in there smashing fools with, for some reason, I really got into playing as LeBron, who to me is like one of the worst characters out of all of them that you can play with, because it's just a human man with a basketball. But
Yeah.
I really enjoy playing as him. So whatever. All right, next up, we got a couple new game announcements. Some fun looking games. First up, Nobody Wants to Die. This one looks really cool. It's a detective noir adventure set in New York City in 2329. Huge cyberpunk, feel to this whole thing. Here's a little blurb about it. It says, in Nobody Wants to Die, you play Mortality Department Detective James Kara as he puts his life on the line pursuing a serial killer targeting the who's who of New York City in the early 24th century. It's all complicated by the fact that technology has advanced to offer humans eternal life, allowing consciousness to be stored in memory banks or transferred from one body to another. That is, if you can afford the subscription. So yeah, like I said, Critical Hit is creating this one. It's all built in Unreal Engine 5, so it looks amazing. The trailer looked gorgeous. Now, it wasn't any gameplay. It was just like the cinematic, but it looked insane. And it, you got to get an idea of what the world is going to be. This one's coming out in 2024. What do you think?
Yeah. Cyberpunk Noir, I'm down for it. It looked really cool. I hope that the gameplay lives up to that cinematic trailer that we had. I could see this, most of the games that aren't like Cyberpunk 2077, things that share that style have mostly been like, I don't know what you call them, somewhere between indie and AA.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this one looks like, and it's also, they're Polish studio. So like, they're just, this is their thing over there. But yeah, I'm excited to see some gameplay because yeah, that trailer got me fired up. Just the ideas of what can be, and then the idea that you could transfer into basically other bodies and be other people throughout. So it's pretty cool. And then another game, Empire of the Ants. This trailer was shown ahead of the GDC. It's based on a Bernard Werber's novel about ants, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know. I saw this trailer. It looked cool. I'm like, and then it was like based on the novel. I'm like, there's a book about ants. Anyways, this is a real-time strategy game where you play as an ant. It's like a third-person view of this ant, but it's all done, again, in Unreal Engine 5. So it's got this super photorealistic look, like you're watching like a documentary about ants. But it's got like different seasons affect the way the game's played, day and night cycle. It looks really cool. I showed my son, who's very big into looking at ants, but he was like, ew, this is gross. Like he doesn't want to
Too
play
close.
Yeah, it was. It was very intense. Can you imagine that on like a giant screen? All these bugs and all these ants everywhere.
Oh man, it looks fantastic. Like the graphics here are given other games that are at that micro scale a run for their money. Usually they have to be like all cartoony, but this is super detailed and realistic. I'm interested in this one, but I need to see like some gameplay because I want to know how much they lean into the RTS aspect of it. I think it could be cool, and you have some hints in there, like they show all these ants that look like they got poison in their butts, but they're like shooting acid or arrows or something. It looks like it may control like your classic RTS, like a StarCraft game or something, but ultra realistic. And it seemed to be, at least the trailer, really focused on this one individual. And I don't know if that'd be like your king ant or what.
Yeah, I don't know. You're just one of 100,000 ants, and you're just out there doing your thing. But yeah, this one's going to be out on Xbox S and X, PS5, and PC sometime in 2024. So not too long, hopefully, to play as an ant and go fight poison bugs. All right, and that's it for this week's video game news. You got anything you want to add before we close up shop?
Nah, that's it for this one.
That's it. Awesome. Thank you again for checking this episode out. Go find us on YouTube, Pop Culture Playground. You can watch the full video of this show. You can also find full clip over there, playing some sweet games. GameFAQs, GameFAX is where you'll find him. You can also check out Fruit Lab website. You can find the video of this show as well as our other personal content on there. It's a cool website. You can earn cryptocurrency just from watching stuff, playing stuff. That's very cool. Sign up over there. And then if you want to just listen to the audio version, you can find us anywhere podcasts are found. Just type in GNW and you'll get all of the episodes right there. We've been talking about a lot of stuff for, over, what did we say?
We're over 2 years.
A million episodes?
Yeah, something like that. 20 years.
20 years of Gaming News Weekly. Big time.
Invented podcasting, actually.
Yeah, we're the Joe Rogan of podcasting. Wait, no, we don't want to be that. Except if it's the money. Like, I'll take that, Yeah,
Spotify, where's our deal?
Where is our deal, Spotify? And then check us out on TikTok. While that's still around, there's some big moves coming on the TikTok front. It's in just the bill just passed the House where they're going to shut it down. Now it's going to go to the Senate, and if that happens, someone will buy it, I'm sure, and make it American. Sure. Good old
Ryan Reynolds
American.
and The Rock will buy it. We'll be okay.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Maybe we'll buy it, dude. Since no one checked us out to get in on this Sabre deal. We got all this money just burning a hole in our pockets.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, here we come. All right. Thank you so much. Be sure to come back next week. We'll have a ton more new, exciting things to talk about. And until then, go check out the Steam sale, play some sweet games, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.